It's on live. There it is. It's here. So. שלום, שלום לכולם.
שלום, שלום. שבוע טוב.
שבוע טוב, שבוע טוב, צדיק. מה שלומכם?
בסדר.
הכל בסדר, נכון?
גמור, כן.
ברוך השם. I am back to, not that I'm back. First of all, welcome to our limud. And we are going to start a few halachot. Before we get to our main limud, Rabbi Ishai spoke about, he learned with you, or he learned halacha with you sometime, and I wanted to continue where he left off. Just bear with me. I sent the pages in the group. And the very good. Okay. So the Baruch Hashem. Here we are. I believe I'm not too sure whether Rabbi Pinchas took a picture of what we have learned today from him in his limud. No, I don't see it here. Maybe I should take a picture of the board. Maybe somebody would be interested to learn what Rabbi Pinchas taught. I'm interested in everything that he teaches. It's my So, once again, welcome to our limud. We learn halachot according to Ben Ish Chai, according to the parsha of the week, but we haven't finished all the halachot in the parsha Bereshit. Welcome, Anava. Good to see you once again, and good to hear from you.
Same.
Tov, toda rabba. We go to halacha, as I said, according to Ben Ish Chai. Halacha in Bereshit. We haven't exhausted even 20% of the halachot and parsha, all in the parsha Bereshit. There is much more to talk about the word Bereshit, but may not be the subject of today. We will deal with it sometime because the word itself contains the entire Torah and everything about our daily engagement with the world is in that word Bereshit, just one word. Let me remind ourselves where Rabbi Ishai left off. You have learned with him halacha tet, which is 9. Some authority rule that one may only recite Kiddush where light have been lit for Shabbat, while others rule that the two mitzvot are not connected. Which two mitzvot? One should strive to comply with the first opinion. What is the first opinion? What is said in the first passage? As this is correct according to Kabbalah, but if it is not possible any other way, one may rely on the later ruling. What is the halakha says? First, the opinion is the Kiddush should be recited where you have Shabbat candles. Some people lead more than 2 candles. And then we know these 2 candles, Ner. The gematria value of a candle is a Ner, 250. Rabbi Shimon was explaining it to this because if you have got 2 candles, 250 is 500. What is this 500? And we saw a couple of limuds ago, I was explaining about the 500. I'm not going, because it has got to do with the Sephirot of Zah, only 5 Sephirot, meaning without Yesod. And there was also an explanation given. Okay, may not be the subject now. So this is where I wanted to start off now. Halakha Yud, meaning 10. It is written in the Torah, Shemot 20, remember the Shabbat day to sanctify it. How do you sanctify? If you got is already sanctify the Shabbat. It's written somewhere there in Bereshit chapter 2, and I believe it's Pasuk Gimel 3. Hashem sanctify. Why would you and I sanctify it? This is interpreted by oral law. What is oral law? We are going to yesterday, you remember in our limud, we talk about the mouth. The mouth. Because the Kohelet says, do not be rash with your mouth. Meaning, do not rush to say things. Sometimes we are caught in the heat of the moment, and we end up saying things that we are not supposed to say. Well, even if we are supposed to say them, it's the way we say them. It's how we relate to them. What is the mouth? We see that, well, it corresponds to the second last of the of Zah. I mean, not Zah. Not really Zah. Yeah, but yes, it's Zah, which is a foundation. What is foundation is the Yesod. But we also learned that Ben Shchai also bringing in a pasuk from the Kohelet. What is this Kohelet saying? 5th chapter, the pasuk 1, Aleph, speaks about to be careful not to say things. Or when you say things, you have to be careful. Why? Ben Shchai brought, when he brought a pasuk, he brought a pasuk. He made a reference to what is written in Navi Yeshayahu 59. What is written there is exactly what we always, and not always, but every day in our tefillah, particularly in the morning, Shacharit, Uva Letzion, and on Shabbat, we said it. Uva Letzion, there we see that Akadosh Baruch Hu said, He will put His word into the mouth of every Jew, not only in the mouth of the Jew, only the ancient Israelites, but also in their descendants, meaning their children and the children, generation to generation. Hashem made the covenant that there is a word, the Brit. He made the covenant that his word, what are these words? The Torah Shebal Peh shall never cease, shall not stop, shall not be forgotten by the Jewish people in all generations. Torah Shebal Peh. Now listen here, in this very halakha. This is interpreted by oral law. It's mentioned in a praise and the sanctified Kiddush. What he's saying, oral law is a Torah Shebal Peh, which is hinted also in the first letter of the word Bereshit. We have got two Torot, Torah Shebichtav and Torah Shebal Peh. So, Kiddush, not Kiddush, Kiddush, and also remembering the Shabbat and to sanctify it is more explained, more details in the oral law, Torah Shebal Peh. We will see the significance of the mouth in a moment when we get to our main limud. It does a mitzvah midoraita to verbally sanctify the Shabbat by reciting Kiddush. This is not the Derabanan. The halakha says, halakha give kind of give a lex, give a lex on a halakha that of the Rabbanan. But if it is a Doraita, there is no lex. There is no lex. Halakha continues. One fulfills the obligation of Kiddush Midoraita by reciting Amidah, sorry, not Midah, but Amidah on Friday night. But our sages, Zal, instituted that Kiddush must be recited over wine, not water, not on the orange juice. Nevertheless, some authorities are of the opinion that if one has wine, one does not automatically fulfill one's obligation by reciting Amidah. So there's on Friday night, when we recite Kiddush also during Mariv. But however, it does not only stop there. It goes further. Halakha continues. Other authorities add that unless one intends specifically to fulfill one's obligation by reciting Amidah, one does not fulfill the obligation Midoraita. at all. Halakha continues. Some authorities are of the opinion that one recite Havdalah on a Motzei Shabbat is also included in this mitzvah by making a distinction between Shabbat and the following weekday. But others rule that Havdalah is a rabbinical institution, the Rabbanan. One more halakha, and then we call it off for today. טוב מאוד. There we welcome, מה זה? מה זה? פרביהה? Ravi. Shalom, yes. Ravi, long time. Where have you been? Yeah. We missed you here.
Yeah.
Okay, no, Tov. Now I remember, yes. You are in India, right? Yes, now I remember. Baruch Hashem. From Hud to Kush, remember.
Yes.
Okay. We are touching on a last halakha for the day. Halakha Yud Aleph 11. Our sages rule that we must recite Kiddush on Yom Tov, and all of the details which apply to Kiddush on Shabbat applied to Kiddush on Yom Tov as well. Because the Yom Tovim are also called Shabbatot. If you go to Vaikra, I think it's 23 there. Not too sure, but I think it's in Vaikra. All these Yom Tovim are called the Shabbatot of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Unlike some of, I remember one of the theologians challenged me the other time. He said, "Tell me what is this Yom Kippur? It's not written in the 5 books of the law." I said, "Do you read Hebrew, or do you read the translation or from translation?" He said, "No, I don't read Hebrew." I said, "Then don't make such affirmation if you do not read Hebrew, and if you haven't been taught by a Jew or a rabbi. Do not make that affirmation statement. It's dangerous. It's written. So all this the Yom Tovim are written in the Torah. So that's when time comes on one of the Yom Tovim, you are required by the halakha to recite Kiddush, just as you do it on Shabbat. I do not want to emphasize much more because Rabbi Pinchas has given us where the idea of Kiddush, in which world it comes from. He gave us this lesson. So I don't want to emphasize that. As they say, do not add to the word of the Chacham. So, last part, and we call it off. Women are obligated, Medoraita, to hear Kiddush on Shabbat, as it is written in Shemot, as we have quoted it before. Remember the Shabbat day. And the Devarim, Devarim chapter 5. Keep the Shabbat day. The former injunction, meaning the remembering Shabbat, refers to the positive mitzvah. And the letter, keep Shabbat, to the prohibitions. And everyone who is obligated, not obligated, I beg your pardon, who is obliged to observe the prohibition is obliged to observe the positive mitzvah. On Yom Tov, women are obligated. Midrabanan. Hey. Well, there's a halakhical implication here. On Yom Tov, it looks that maybe I should start from the Midreshet when it comes to Shabbat. On Shabbat, women are obligated to hear the Kiddush being recited. But on Yom Tovim, such Deraita injunction is not applied to women, but Derabanan. So women are not required to hear the Kiddush recited on Yom Tovim. I'm talking about the Torah. According to this specific halakha, the way I understand it, they are not. But the Rabbanan. Okay. Oh. So, Bezrat Hashem, it's time, because also our time, we will explain the implication because during, the on Yom Tovim, according to halakha, we are allowed to do certain functions, like, not functions, to engage into some of activities. What are these activities? For example, by preparing food. A woman may be somewhere else preparing for food, and so forth. But on Shabbat, we don't do that. On Shabbat, we don't engage into cooking. So we will explain. That's what Hashem. Ma? Yeah, I can. No. It's okay. So because I will use it. Toda. Ma? Okay. Begasha. Okay. I thank you for. It's enough for not enough, but we will. I end here on 2 halachot that we have learned so far. Bezrat Hashem, we will continue tomorrow. Leat. Halakha is very, very important, but it's not about the quantity, as Rabbi Pinchas used to say. It's not about the quantity, but the quality, how the depth we get into this halakha. I will come back to some of this, some of the concept brought into the halachot that we have learned. Tov. We go to our main limud. I believe we did not get rid of the pages that I've sent yesterday. They are on the group. If you did not get rid of them, they are in the group. It's about, not about. It's Kohelet, chapter 5, and Pasuk Aleph. I read it to our hearing for us to remember. Kohelet, which is called, what is Kohelet? Is called Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes. I don't know what Ecclesiastes mean, but Kohelet is a name, is one of the names of Shlomo, because that's exactly what was said from the very beginning of the Kohelet. What is Shlomo saying, and what does he not say? What lies behind what he said? We will visit some of these things. I read it to our hearing. Al tivaher al picha verbicha al ma yemaher leotzi davar lifnei האלוהים, כי האלוהים בשמיים, ואתה ואני על הארץ. ואני is my own word, okay? אתה is you, ואתה you. על הארץ, על כן יהיו דבריך מעטים. מעטים. The translation. The benefit of others who are not there yet. Be not rash with your mouth, and let not your heart be let not your heart be hastily to utter a word before God. For God is in heaven, and you are on earth. Let your word words be few. Somewhere in the same chapter, we call it King Shlomo. He's saying, in a multitude of words, there is a foolishness. Be careful about a person who speaks too much. A person who speaks too much is also is dangerous. Very, very dangerous. We will explain to that. But for those who used to listen to Rabbi Pinchas's limud on Ukei Nashim, would you remember that too? Papa, every day, Papa. And also, man, I remember we have got an expression in my own vernacular or language. A man who speaks too much, they say, why this man speaks too much like a woman? If you speak too much, well, you as a man, you lose value too. They said you are not being trusted because, well, the elders happen, the ages in every community happen also to understand that a person who speaks too much can also betray you because he speaks too much. So, having said that, let me remind ourselves what I have said yesterday, and I'm going to send something, one page from the Midrash Tanchuma. I send it to you now, and this is where I wanted to start. Before I explain that the pasuk that we have just read in Kohelet.
I had a question for you.
In Kohelet.
Yeah, questions for Hashem. Always.
So you can see there. So you can see the page. I wanted to read it in Hebrew, and we see the translation. You can also see the translation, but I will read it thereafter. Tanchuma. Tanchuma is a teaching based on a Pasha Noach. Noach 3. There are no Noach. There is only one Pasha, but according to the Midrash, there is a Noach, Aleph, Bet, and Gimel. According to how the Tanchuma Midrash has been arranged. Ve'amru chachamenu zichronam livracha lo katav akadosh baruch hu batorah lemahani advarim haele velo ba'avur hadvarim haele velo biglar advarim elam al pi advarim vezohi Torah shebalpe shehi kashe lilimod veyesh ba sa'ar gadol shehi meshulam lachoshech shenemar ha'am ha'olichim בחושך ראו אור גדול. ישעיהו, Tanchuma is producing, well, giving us, or referring us to Yeshayahu, chapter 9, and the verse 1. Elu ba'ale Talmud שראו אור גדול שהקדוש ברוך הוא מאיר עיניהם באיסור והיתר בטמא ובטהור לעתיד לבוא. אוהביו כצאת השמש בגבורתו. Our sages of blessed memory stated that the Holy One, blessed be He, did not write in the Torah, quote, for the sake of the words, of this word, all because of this word, because of this, all on account of this word, but simply according to the tenor of Alpi, the word, this word. This statement clearly alludes to the what? Torah Shebal Peh, the mouth. Which is difficult to learn, in the learning of which there is considerable anguish, comparable to darkness. Why is it darkness? Compared to darkness itself. Why darkness? Why this scenario? As it is said, the people that walk in darkness have seen a great light. The people referred to in this verse are the master of the Talmud, who beheld a great light, when the Holy One, blessed be He, enlightened to them as to what is prohibited and permitted, pure and impure. It is said of them that they that love Him shall be as a sun when it goes forth in its might. This is in the book of Judges, chapter 5, in the Pasuk 31. Lamed Aleph. Why the emphasis to three aspects that I took from the Tanchuma? Choshech, the masters, the Baalim. Let me quote it exactly what it says. Yeah, the master of the Torah Shebal Peh. Again, the Tanchuma speaks about anguish. Why anguish? Why should there be a pain? Why the Torah Shebal Peh? Why not the Torah Shebichtav? Let's go. We get our information, and we will crack a little bit here and there. Remember, it speaks about, in a Kohelet, it speaks about that Hashem b'shamayim, meaning Elokim b'shamayim, ve'ata haaretz. These are very, very high concept, but to understand it, we have to understand one word in a Kohelet. What is that word? Bear with me. Hevel. I beg. Sorry, I'm not that good to draw of If you look at the page, if you look at your Tanakh, the very same pasuk, you find this word. This word in the translation of the Hebrew word of this word, the translation, it would read vanity. Vanity. What is vanity? Rabbi Akiva, my sincere apology, my interruption. How do you explain the word vanity?
Vanity?
Something useless?
Something that has no substance.
Something, one of my rabbis here said, something that has got no substance. Vanity is something worthless. It has got no substance. It has got no. It doesn't truly have value. It doesn't have anything. But is it really what is meant? Hevel. The word hevel. We will see. As I said, we gather the information first, and then we go in details of that information. In the page that I have sent you, it's a page of the book by Arya Kadosh, not by Arya Kadosh, but the teaching of Arya Kadosh from one of his books called Sha'ar HaPesukim. Ara Pesukim in the Pasha Veire, in the Iso. Well, he will see. Just look at where it says Siman Kaf Bet. Kaf Bet. I think you get it. Siman Kaf Bet. This is the. It's abridged. It's abridged. Pasuk. It's a small portion, not abridged. It's a small portion of the pasuk that you find in a Chumash. In Chumash, in the chapter. Maybe I should get it. I should get it right first. Just a second. Yeah. And the Pasha Vaira, chapter 22, in the Pasuk 6, no, not 6, Pasuk 7 and 8. But this is what it says. The heading, it says, Vayomer Avraham Elohim. Yireh lo hasa. What is that pasuk saying in a translation? In a translation, Pasuk 8, it says, Abraham said, God will seek for himself the lamb for the offering. He was referring to the lamb. This is the incident when Abraham was being tested. And his son Yitzchak asked him, where's the lamb for the offering? And Abraham responded to his son. Hashem will see. Hashem will see. What is Hashem will see? Let's take that passage, only that passage that I'm going to deal with before I sign off. Hine, this is Arya Kadosh teaching. Hine, behold, or see. Rest about the initial letters of that very passage. Which passage? Hase leola beni. Meaning Hashem will see the lamb for the offering. That is the whole passage. But Arya Kadosh only took three words out of that pasuk 8. What is that? Hashem Le'ola Beni. And he said he wants us to take the first in all the initial letters of that word. What are these words? Hasher. It's where the letter Hey come from. Le'ola. What is the initial letter? Lamed. The first is Hey, and the second, Le'ola, is Lamed. Beni, my son. Bet. What he's saying. Let's gather the information. All this initial word, they spell the name Hevel. Remember what the Kohelet say? Do not rush to speak what? Hevel. Do not rush with your mouth to speak Hevel. Veze Yovan. It will be understood. Bet mem esh. Okay, as it is written. Well, as it is written, where Besefer Hatikunin, in the book of fixing. Tikun what? This is my own word. Tikun Samechtet. What is Samechtet? We will see. Ki Adam Ve'ahevel. What is written in that book? In the book called Hatikunim, Sefer Hatikunim, is where Samechtet is written or explained. Who is being referred to there? Ki Adam Ve'ahevel. There it looks the Samechtet. It refers to something about the sin of Adam Arishon and his son called Hevel. Beno, his son. Shenehem netagliglu bechol Hashalosha Avot. Both of them have to reincarnate, meaning have to come back to this world. But they have to come, or they have to reincarnate in the three fathers. Who are these three fathers? Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Besod. In the sod, the secret of this is Mashemo. Who is being referred to here? Adam is the one being referred to here in that statement of the Torah about Abraham saying, "Vayomer Abraham Elokim yireh lo asa ola hase bego." Adam is being referred to. Vema shemo beno, and what is the name of his son? Hevel. Just follow the page. Hevel. Hevel. That is one that is being hinted to in the Rostevot, meaning the initial letters of the three words that we have just saw. The Ata, Al Yad, Adidat, Yitzchak. And then now, by tying Yitzchak, Neshalem Keparat Chato Shel Hevel. By tying Yitzchak, Abraham, by tying Yitzchak, this completed the kaparat, the sacrifice. The kaparat is not really, my goodness, it's not just a sacrifice that in the sense of the word. Look at the word, the kaparat. Kaparat is to fix the sin that they have done. Not they have done, but what Hevel has done. And we have to establish, what did Hevel do? What exactly Hevel, what did Hevel do? Shechate b'machashava ole kanizkar. The Hevel sin, the sin of Hevel, it was in his thought. According to this, according to his thought, but which thought? Because from Rabbi Pinchas we have learned in one of his limud that there are two types of thought. The thought of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the thought of man. But which thought? When I was discussing this concept, this idea about the nature of the nature of the sin of Hevel, Rabbi Pinchas relayed to me and guided me by saying, Hevel sinned in the Shekhinah. How? Because he appropriated by benefiting into something of related or connected to Shekhinah. What does that mean? It means, I give an example. When, for example, a couple is making a union or having a union, and their union is merely out of pleasure. What is this pleasure? You wanted to accrue, you wanted to derive, only each part of this couple wanted to derive pleasure from the other. Their union, their coupling is not considered as kedusha. It's not holy because it's out of pleasure. In other words, to simplify it, when you want intimacy out of pleasure, that union, that intimacy is not kedusha. If you wanted to get married, either it's man or a woman, just because you wanted to derive a certain benefit from that person, that is no longer a holy purpose. and to make matter worse is that if that union brings a life to this world, meaning a woman gets pregnant, that child is not considered as a child of a child of kedusha. That child is destined for Geinom. Chash v'shalom. And that child is considered as one of the shed, or shedim, a demon. Can you imagine how many demons we have brought into the world? And this is also the root cause of the case that was meted out by Noah against who? Against Canaan. It was out of that. We will explain based on Hashem. I know we have heard it from Rabbi Pinchas, but things needed to be repeated in order for us, because the Chazal said we have to repeat what we have learned, or what we learn 101 times, not less and not more, but 101 times. Now let's come to. I'm going to the end of my limud. I want you to pay attention quickly. The sin of Adam, the sin of Abel, requires them, part of Abel must reincarnate into this world, and another part has to reincarnate into this world. Part of Adam Arishon has to reincarnate in this world, and also, either part has to reincarnate in this world. I give you just a tip, not really a tip, because it's something that we always read. It is related there that Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai is a reincarnation of Adam Arishon. And then we see it in the name, we see his name also hindered too in the word Bereshit. I beg. Bereshit. Bereshit. Yeah, Besat Hashem, before Shalema. Rabbi Shimon, we take Shin. Rabbi. Bereshit. Let's look at how he is, how the acronym of his name. The acronym of his name is Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Right? Shimon, Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, the Yud. Rashbi. You arrange the letters in the word Bereshit, and this is how they would read. Rashbi. That is That is the author of the book Zohar. The Zohar. We know that is the. So the three fathers, they came here, each one of the Avot, Abraham, Yitzchak, and the Yaakov, each one of them came to fix the sin of Adam Harishon and his son. What, if you remember, I'm drawing it to the conclusion now. Rabbi, do you know what time I started?
11. You sent the picture at 11. So I don't know when you start.
Is that time already correct?
Yeah.
Really? What time is it now?
It's 2:11. No, 2:10.
No, I did not start at 11.
No, I saw the picture have been sent. I'm not sure if you started at 11.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, no. This is the time I have started. Rabbi. 13:11.
Yeah, the 11 was the minutes.
Ah!
Sorry. No. No, I was talking about the minutes.
Okay. בסדר גמור. No, but it's okay. Now it's
It's 2:11.
yeah. No, I think I have exhausted. Okay, 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay. When Ariak, not Ben Ishchai talked about, or Kohelet talked about, do not rush. We have to understand this more than that. But from Ariak Kadosh, this word is not vanity. It refers to the reincarnation. It refers to the reincarnation. It refers to tikkun. It refers both to fixing the sin of Adam Harishon and his son Hevel. But let me go back. What is Samech and Tet mean? I raised this one. Samech, Tet. What does this word mean? We don't truly understand that until we truly understand and until we dig more. And you know us, that for us, we go according to the Mesorah, using the gematria values of letters. We know that Samech is 60 and the Tet is 9. That means it's 69. If you go to your Amidah, where it says return us, okay, never mind. When it says Hashiva, return it to us. Hashiva shoftenu, kevarishona, return it to us. Shoftenu, our judges. There you find that in the passage, maybe I should send this. Passage. You can see in your whatever siddur you are using, that is specific bracha in Amidah, where it's literally saying, return it to us, or return our judges, the former judges. You find there, it says, you see where I have highlighted with orange, it uses the word yagon. What is yagon? Yagon, it refers to, it says there, Shoftim Rashaim. Yagon. But what is really Yagon? Let's go to the two lights.
You have to teach
Yes.
and have to start at 3.
Okay. Well, okay. No, I will end here. So that's exactly the time I started. Okay. Yes. So, Besat Hashem, we will continue tomorrow where we left off. Is there any question? Please do not hesitate to send it us in the groups. Thank you very much for affording me the space to learn with you. Besat Hashem, we continue tomorrow. Baruch Adonai leolam. Amen ve'amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Toda rabba, Anava.
כן.
Toda rabba, Gamara, or Kamara. And toda rabba, Rabbi. Hope to see you tomorrow, Bezrat Hashem. Toda rabba lachem. Rabbi Ishai is starting in 2 minutes. Should I?
No. Yeah, you can close.
You sit here?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the trace of the rabbi.
Huh?
I'm gonna use the, trace?
Please, I beg. I beg.
No, I know, huh?
Let me eat your food here now.
The food is good. It's good. Oh no. What?
Baruch Adonai, Elohim melech haolam.
Okay, I will take a picture for you. Did you make halacha?
Yes.
You stopped at which
10 and 11.
11? Okay. 10 and 11. Okay. Bezat Hashem.
That's exactly the time I started.
Ten and 11. Let me check. Okay. Oh.